One foggy day, Percy was waiting at the junction for Bertie to bus. Percy was a guaranteed connection and was feeling rather impatient. For a fancy bus, Bertie certainly is unreliable and considerate, said Percy indignantly. Thomas and Toby chuckled to each other. They knew how conceited Percy became what he pulled coaches, trying his hardest to be like Gordon. Today, branch line passenger train. Tomorrow, the express, Thomas scoffed. Passengers are serious business, and I'll thank you not to disturb me while I prepare for my journey. He does sound like Gordon, doesn't he? Toby smiled, sending Thomas into another bout of laughter. Before Percy could retort, Bertie the bus peeled into the station yard, red in the face. Percy angrily reminded Bertie of the time. Bertie started to explain, but Percy pulled out of the station so quickly that Bertie was left in the middle of the sentence. "Well, I never," Bertie huffed. Percy pounded the rails up the branch line, trying to make up for lost time. The fog was getting worse, and Percy's driver checked his speed. "Steady, Percy," called his driver. "We have to go slower in case the fogman needs to flag us down." But Percy was being stubborn. "I don't need a fogman," he said to himself. "Gordon doesn't need one. He can go as fast as he pleases and knows just where to stop. I can do the same." Up ahead, Daisy was making her way down the line to the runaround loop at the station, where she would wait for Percy to pass. While she occupied the line, the signal was red. Because the fogman knew the signal would be difficult to see, he placed the detonator and swung his lamp to warn Percy and his driver that Daisy was not yet to loop. Percy, however, put the fogman out of his mind completely. He knew he would be late if he didn't hurry, so he made another attempt to go faster. As he did, so his driver began to check his speed again. Then they hit the detonator. The noise made Percy's driver jump, and he accidentally opened the regulator. Percy didn't realize his driver's accident, and he thought he was speeding up on his own. "Now we're moving," he said. He began to go faster and faster. He came to his senses and realized that he had passed the red signal. Daisy was nearly at the station loop when he saw Percy's headlamp barreling toward her. "Oh, Horace!" she cried. Sinking quickly, she accelerated, barely making it to the loop in time for her guard to switch the point. Percy flew past the station seconds later, coming to a spluttering, screeching halt as his driver took back control. Shaking terribly, Percy backed up to the platform to let his passengers out. They clambered out of the coaches and told him what a silly engine he was. The fogman joined the passengers on the platform and spoke severely to Percy. "Who do you think you are, Gordon, the express engine? You could have gotten into a serious accident. Why do you think I put down the detonators and swung my lamp?" Sir Topham had soon arrived and calmed down the irate fogman. Then he turned crossly to Percy. "Percy, you should know better than to ignore a fogman's warning." "But Gordon and Henry don't need a fogman, sir," Percy protested. "That's because they have warning systems in their cabs to tell them when signals are a danger, Percy. You don't have one, so you must heed the fogmen." Percy felt silly. Word soon spread to the others, and Thomas and Toby gave him grief. "Oh, look, it's Percy the express engine, the only engine to try and beat the fogmen." Percy pretended the fogman was still there, tried to hide his face.